Kelly here, your favorite self-care and health coach for women. And yes, it's been a minute since I posted my last video. Yeah, a lot of going on in the background, but I wanted to put out another video just to encourage you and give you some tools and strategies for 2023. Globally, there's a lot going on, especially for us women, particularly Black women. And I've had some discussions online. Y'all know how on the blog too, and then on other social media platforms, I have this tendency to get into other conversations with other women, especially if they're care or they're a health coach like me. And we have these discussions and we talk about the fact that a lot of what's out there in the media is BS. I mean, in terms of things, you know, for all intents and purposes, especially the practical stuff, it's not enough out there. It's not really helping people, especially women, particularly Black women, if they don't, you know, if these so-called self-care tips and coaching don't address your current state where you are. And this is why I am so passionate about women's health, women's wellness, especially in the context of self-care. For me, self-care is a movement, and it should be one for you, especially if you are a Black woman, wherever you are in the globe, whether you're in the diaspora, whether you're on the home continent, wherever you are, is super, super important, especially now, especially what the things that are getting ready to happen globally and are already beginning to happen. Some of it is happening here in the West, some of it is happening in other parts of the world. But you know what I'm talking about. It's time to get serious, and if you're feeling a little concerned, you should be. And I'm going to be talking more about this in an upcoming video about things to do for your self-care and what self-care should look like for you as a Black woman. I'm not going to address specifics, because when it comes to specific things, everything has to be individual. So whatever you're going through, if you're in a situation where you're having issues with housing, or you're in a situation where you are in a place where you feel physically unsafe, you feel mentally unsafe, or you feel economically uncertain and unsafe, these are things we have to think about when we talk about self-care, especially self-care for women, self-care especially, particularly for Black women, because that's my passion. That is my point of, real radical, mindset here. Because a lot of what's in the media is for women who don't look like you and me. And it doesn't take into account the struggles and layers of things that women who are Black have to deal with daily and in different points of intersection as we navigate this space. We've got patriarchy, number one. And while every woman suffers under that in these modern times, Black women, indigenous, African diaspora, we have other layers to deal with. And one of those layers is the child of patriarchy, also known as racism. We deal with it daily. Even when we have numbed ourselves to the effects and the overt behaviors that are attached to that. So I'm going to be talking about that in the next video coming up in a couple days to close out 2022. So stay tuned, and by all means hit that button, hit the notification button, make sure your notifications are on, so when I start dropping these nuggets, because also I am going to be collaborating in a couple of weeks with a gentleman who is ex-military, and his passion is women's safety and health and wellness. And so I'm going to connect with him, get some more strategies for him, and then I'm going to do some background work too to get us on the right foot for 2023, because a lot is going to, and if you don't want to get left behind, you want to thrive and not just survive in 2023. As a Black woman, as an Indigenous woman, you've got to listen to what's coming up, because it's serious stuff. Don't want to scare you. Also, you need to think about getting one of these. Get a planner, even if it's not this one. If you're here in the West like I am, this was relatively cheap. It wasn't a lot. It was only cost me a couple of dollars here in the North America here. It's beautiful. I love it because what? It has women on the cover who look like me, and I'm all for it, and I'm here for it. So you can follow me here, right here at Selfcare Maven on YouTube. You can also find me, the Selfcare Maven, on Instagram and Twitter at Tonya Taria Health. You'll find me there. Check my bio, check the links in the video, and you will find all of my social links. You can find me at freedomatthecrossroads.com. That's the home blog. I'll be dropping more tips and strategies there. I've also got some articles floating in some other spaces, but I don't want to get you overwhelmed. But I do want to let you know that I'm here to support, and I'm here to provide community for women everywhere. When it comes to self-care, know that it is a radical movement, and it has always been the case. It's not about pampering. It's not about once in a while. It's about saving your life so that you can go beyond survival mode and get into thriving mode and living your best life, regardless of where you are in the world. It is doable. We can do it together. Let's get it popping, moving. Till next time, my sisters, this is Tonya, your self-care maven. Tuning out, but stay tuned for the next video, because have I got some news for you.